We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Batman issue 131. This is from the Rebirth line from DC Comics, written by Chip Zdarsky, pencils by Mike Hawthorne, Adriano Di Benedetto on inks, Tomeu Morey colors, Clayton Cowles letters, Jorge Jimenez did the cover, Dave Walgo's associate editor, Ben Abernathy editor. Cover's okay, doesn't really do much for me. Does really kind of hint at what's going on in the book, but could have used some action. So this is part one of the Batman of Gotham. Some street junkies take Batman's utility belt as he wakes up in what seems to be another universe. A universe where he hallucinates a skeletal Jim Gordon, which has a mustache. Haha, cause that's funny, right? Funny, haha, haha, funny. Dead people with mustaches, that's hilarious. No disrespect to the characters at all. No, none here. So Batman figures out that he's probably in another universe. His costume is pretty well torn up. His brownstone is empty and has been for years apparently. But he manages to find a coat somewhere, and then he hears somebody calling for help, and it turns out that there's this guy called Judge Dent going around, and he is actually Harvey Dent, supposedly, and half his face is painted instead of disfigured, and he goes around judging people to be sane or insane. And of course, Bruce jumps right in and fights the guy and some cops, and Firefly shows up to set a place on fire so Batman can rescue someone and fight Dent some more. But don't worry, Batman is saved by this woman with the side of her head shaved. She's got a mohawk. That's how cool she is. You can always tell in modern comics when a woman is tough, she's got the sides of her head shaved. She's super tough when she has a mohawk. Word gets to Selina Kyle through somebody named Red Mask, who is obviously going to be the villain of this, that Bruce Wayne is still alive, and we're left with a cliffhanger ending where Batman figures out that he's in a universe that has no Batman. The story's okay. I do like multiverse stories occasionally, so this wasn't too bad. The fact that the changes to the character of Two-Face were pretty interesting, but it's a little predictable, and it's always, you know, the cops are corrupt and evil, and Batman's gotta go stop them, blah blah blah. It's kind of predictable. It's better than the Failsafe storyline, so I guess there's that. The backup story is called The Toy Box Part 1, written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Miguel Mendonca, colors by Roman Stevens, Clayton Cowles letters, Dave Walgo's editor. So John and Tim are hanging out in, I kid you not, the Batacombs underneath Gotham, and Tim is convinced that Batman's not dead because, well, nobody stays dead in comic books, and they have a little spat, really boring, and then we are introduced to a guy named Cut Up who is trying to pretend he's the Joker, and he kidnaps some people, but Nightwing swoops in to stop him, and Tim shows up for an assist. They have a little boring little heart-to-heart, and they confirm that, yeah, Batman's not dead through lots of talking. And it turns out that the gun that was used by Failsafe was created by Toyman. That's probably the most interesting part of this boring little backup, and that there might be some kind of clues as to what happened. Everybody thinks Toyman's dead. Obviously he's not, but that's probably the most important bit out of the backup. It at least ties into the main storyline, so I guess there's something there, but it was mostly just a bunch of blathering that could have been summed up in 2 pages. But the main story art I thought was definitely better than the backup. The backup's not bad, it's just faces look a little weird, and every now and then people get anime mouth. I think the artist probably needs a little bit more work on anatomy instead of everything looking like posed action figures, but I see the potential here. The main story did have better art though, and I think that it's pretty solid actually. So overall, was it worth $5? No, most modern comics aren't, but this was at least a much better story than the Failsafe one, which I absolutely detested. Zdarsky is still treating this like superheroes don't need secret identities, because why bother wearing a mask? Everybody just should know who you are and be able to target you. So again, modern writers do not understand the purpose of the secret identity, but this was an improvement over the Failsafe stories, so if you find it for $3 or $4, it might be okay. We'll see how more of the storyline progresses, but I'm still very hesitant to actually recommend this. I'd say grab it for $2. That's gonna do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.